from Los Angeles, California. We're the Mad Scientist Party Hour.
Once again, my friends, welcome back to another episode of Mad Scientist Party Hour. My name is Kevin Kraft, joined by a man who rolled up his pants and underwear and smoked them, and is now jacking his donger off directly into his mouth. That's Jeff Clark.
What's up, fellas?
And beaming to us from He-Man's pee hole, the bearded kidney stone eating maniac known as Shuddy Boy.
Yo.
And back once again, ladies and gentlemen, it's Siike.
What up, everyone? Aim true, Jeff. Aim true.
Siike Leak.
Shamika. Keisha. Faces.
Tara. Shonda.
Thanks for having me back, guys. I really appreciate it. And the reason I was laughing in your intro is because I was waiting for the music to kick in, so I leaned in thinking there was something wrong with my headset, and right as I leaned in, Ace was standing next to me and farted right at my face. And I was like, shit, literally.
There's the intro song. Yeah, I don't know what's up. Like, the buttons have gotten a lot quieter despite it being maxed out in all the settings. I've tried turning it up on the PreSonus. I live in the Bermuda Triangle, Siike. Last week, the fucking recording got all fucked up, so...
Yeah, I saw the post about that, too.
Really sorry about that, everybody. You know, obviously, if we heard that annoying fucking thing going through the whole goddamn show, we would have addressed it, but that is not something we hear during the show. It's only when I go in to edit it, I see that all of our hard work got pissed on. But, I don't know, some people were kind enough to reach out and say... Didn't slow them down. Still loved the show. Still got through it. Wasn't a big giant pain in the ass, but.
Yeah,
and there are some people who said you ruined their week.
Yeah, you gotta have a few of those.
Yeah, we tried though.
You're not doing your job if you don't let a few people down.
I mean, Kirby Beer Girl's pissed. I don't know what you can do.
Yeah,
I don't want that to happen.
Well, tell Kevin to quit fucking up the audio technical aspect of this podcast.
If anything goes wrong this time, we'll blame Ace.
All right. I mean, the good catch-all is to always blame Jeff.
Yeah.
Like,
okay.
Last week was Jeff's fault.
We have a built-in patsy in the show. Like.
Oh, awesome. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I need one of those.
Just a shield, just waiting to be used. Throw me in front of the bullets, guys.
Yeah. You are the Sizzler sneeze guard on the salad bar that is this podcast.
Regardless of the situation, I'm just going to pretend to be dumb. So it works out for everyone.
What are your thoughts on Sizzler, by the way, Jeff?
I've fucking never been.
Wow.
Oh, I used to go to Sizzler all the time in California.
They joked about it in White Man Can't Jump, and I just thought it was like a hooded-ass place that only broke people into.
That's why I went to that movie.
Yeah,
Sorry,
Yeah?
Go ahead, Jeff.
No, I was saying sorry. I didn't mean to indirectly talk shit to Siike. Isn't Sizzler like Black Golden Corral?
I mean,
you know.
Sizzler was just like Golden Corral. It just
flipped.
Yeah, I never factored
budget,
race into Sizzler.
Yeah, if your budget
I factor race in everything.
If your budget is $10 for a salad bar and a steak, then that's who it's for. And so I found myself there quite often.
I mean, I used to go as a little kid a lot.
Did you go to the one in Rockaway?
No, this was before I moved to the Sussex County area. This was like Morris County days.
You were poor back then, though, right?
Yeah. I mean,
it's poor people food, right?
I mean, I should be eating at Sizzler right now.
I mean,
I wish
just saying.
Sizzler right now.
We're on diets. None of us should be eating at Sizzler right now.
Oh.
Hit the salad bar. You said there was a salad bar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think they
All you
sprinkle
can
like
eat.
sugar and syrup on it.
Yeah.
It is Sizzler.
Yeah.
I didn't even grow up near Sizzler. We had in Schenectady the hometown buffet, or Old Country buffet, something like that.
Old Country
Which
buffet we had here. What about Ponderosa?
Oh yeah.
I've been to a Ponderosa once. My homie actually worked at a Ponderosa, but
Yeah, Sizzler and Ponderosa were pretty much identical. They were,
but it's for
competing.
Mexicans, right?
What the fuck?
Sizzlers for blacks, Ponderosa's for Mexicans, and Golden Cross for the white trash.
You really do compartmentalize people.
I mean, I did.
So is,
I don't.
is Black Angus for white people? Then?
This is
I just like to
Jeff.
segregate things nicely.
This is the Outkick influence on Jeff.
Gotcha.
Oh, I'm influencing Outkick. It's not the other way around.
Because every time I've driven past a Black Angus out here, Sizzlers have kind of gone away, I think. But out here, there's
Why's it got to be black?
But every time I drive past Black Angus, I think of The Simpsons when Homer gets like a bonus and he's like, and Bart's like, "Oh, are we gonna go to Black Angus?" And Homer goes, "Nope, he goes, "Yeah, I'm gonna take you to the best steak you can get in this city," and then or something like, or I'm gonna bring you to the worst place to eat or something like that, and Bart's like, "So we're not going to Black Angus." So it was like a put down on Black Angus. If I remember the quote better. Let's edit this out and let's do the real one. And take two. No, I'm kidding.
I like it when the I like it when the light of the G goes out and the Black Angus sign.
Yes, right. Yeah.
So you guys
I'm just
could
watching Jeff's
potentially
face, waiting to see until he gets
Black
it.
Angus. Yeah, I'm sorry. I explained it. I'm sorry.
You guys could potentially all go to Sizzler. No, not Siike. You're back here on the East Coast. Sizzler has no East Coast presence any longer.
Yeah.
Oh,
They've
dang.
got Oregon, Idaho, Utah, one in New Mexico, a couple in Arizona. The rest are in California, and then there's a smattering in Puerto Rico.
There used to be on the way to Glendale to the hospital, there was a Sizzler like a block or two before the hospital, and then across there used to be a Toys R Us. So usually my trajectory would be like, all right, I'm gonna go eat and then go get my checkup, and if I get bad news at the checkup, I'd go buy myself a toy at Toys R Us. That was my like trifecta of visits before heading back over into Hollywood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are 4 Sizzlers between Torrance and Los Alamitos.
Mm-hmm. Oh wow.
Nice. I'm not doing Sizzler. Fuck that.
What about Ground Round? Did anybody ever have Ground Round by them?
I don't know what that is.
Yeah,
I
there was
had-
one in Schenectady.
I had many a birthday party at the Ground Round in Cedar Knolls.
Yeah, I used to get the flounder a lot. I was a weird kid.
You got the fucking flounder.
Yeah,
I got the grilled cheese.
that's a
Yeah,
more
that's
normal kid
meal.
approach.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Well, speaking of American classics, we got to pour one out for fucking Bob Barker.
Hell yeah, man. Holy cow.
Now, I only bring this up because I have a prediction that Jeff is such an un-American piece of shit that he's like, oh, I never even watched Price is Right.
Fucking A.
I mean, I watched it. Based on your question, I watched it a lot less than you did. I don't know. How much Price is Right did you watch?
A lot.
One of the perks of being homesick from school was getting to watch Price is Right.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, in the grand scheme, how often was that? I mean, I'd watch Price is Right. I don't know.
But I mean, during the
5,
summer
10
as
times
well.
a year. No. What? No, I'd go outside. I'd play basketball or something, or like street hockey. I don't fucking watch Price is Right.
Yeah, I wasn't. I
What are you
definitely. I'm more in line with Jeff, I think, on this. Because
So, Jeff,
I
you
also was an active kid, and my aunts would watch me during the summer, or I'd be at daycare when we moved out to Pennsylvania. But they always, if I was at my aunts, they would always force us outside for as much of the day as possible.
Yeah. My
So-
father
They had
would
this-
legit throw me out of the house if I was watching the fucking Price is Right in the middle of the day.
They had this crazy. My Aunt Lee and Uncle Dennis, my cousin Scott had a Genesis, which was a big deal because I only had a regular Nintendo. So whenever I was at his house, I wanted to be glued to the Genesis. And my uncle had this rule where you had to play outside for 1 hour per half hour of video game time.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Be like, what about if we meet in the middle and we get an extension cord and move the TV 5 feet outside the house? I mean, so Jeff, by that logic, you never watched any sports as a kid?
I did, but sports were on at night.
There's no day sports?
Not that's
Like
relatively
baseball,
new.
but yeah, I mean baseball, but like
and football on Sundays, but
also there's like a lot less TV options, you know? So it's like now I could watch fucking, if I really wanted to, I could watch international soccer at like 7 a.m. Like I can watch sports literally all day, every day if I wanted to. Back then it was like you watch football on Sundays. My parents would always watch the Knicks, but you know, the Knicks would be playing at night. So Yankees usually play at night.
Yeah, I always knew you were a pussy.
I mean, I can't remember, like, if I stayed at home, I usually played like video games, but I have no beef with Bob Barker. Rest in peace. What the fuck is happening here?
I don't know. I just saw the news and I was like obvious. It's not like, damn, gone so soon. It was fucking 99. But all I could think about was like, you know, I feel like every kid for our generation, probably not since Drew Carey took over, but anybody who was old enough to have Bob Barker on Price is Right, if you put it on TV, has like an affinity for Bob Barker and a very, like a, you know, a fondness for him. And I was thinking, you know, I bet you the exception is Jeff, Captain Edgelord. Like, oh yeah, everybody likes Bob Barker? Well, I think he's a pussy. We should spay and neuter him.
That is unfair and not true. I have no beef with Bob Barker. I like him as I wanted to say as much as everyone, but clearly not. I'm cool with Bob Barker. Our relationship is fine, or was fine.
Man,
I'm not going to the funeral or anything, but like, you know.
Yeah, I don't know if we're on the invite list.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, it's probably going to be a big one, right? I mean, a fucking guy, I would assume he met a lot of people.
Probably.
Yeah, I mean,
working in
almost
show
a
business for
century of life, and I don't even think, like, was he not even like the OG host of Price is Right? They might have had somebody first, and like he had like a short tenure, and then Bob Barker stepped in. I don't know. Maybe I'm talking out of my asshole.
Yeah, I feel like
let's find out.
Created for him, probably.
Yeah, I'm gonna look up Bob Barker too. Actually, what did he do before Price is Right?
Probably just
sold washing machines.
Yeah. He was a door-to-door vacuum salesman, and then he just humped everybody's wife.
Whatever he was good at it, because then they brought him on the show, and he obviously was great for that show.
So it looks like that
he's in World War II. That's pretty sweet.
Hero. Yeah.
It there was an original Price is Right that aired in 1956 to 1966.
Oh, wow. Kevin with the knowledge.
And then it was brought back in 72.
With Bob Barker?
With Bob Barker.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Yeah, nobody even remembers Other Guy.
Yeah, no kidding.
Wow. Bill Cullen was the host.
Phil Collins?
No, Bill Cullen. No. William Lawrence Francis Cullen.
I heard you. In the air tonight, I heard you.
What's the situation like by you, Siike? I know there's like a big hurricane about to hit Florida.
Yeah, that's why you see my you'll see my camera glitch out at times. Shuddy saw it earlier.
I saw that. That was cool.
The wind's starting to pick up. I mean, you guys just had a hurricane. I think you're first in a long time, right? Over in California, and an earthquake on top of that.
Yeah, I mean, it was raining really hard, but I can see a whole bunch of trees outside my window. And it didn't look windy at all, but then like a tree went down by me and crushed somebody's car. Like once, a day or two after, when I was getting out and about a little bit more, I just saw so many fucking downed trees and branches. I was like, Jesus, it wasn't even windy.
Yeah. So,
Seek, you guys could be getting hit by what, Hurricane Franklin?
yeah.
No.
On Wednesday.
Or is it Idalia or whatever?
So yeah, it's something else. But
One
yeah,
of the two.
Yeah. But it's on Wednesday.
Well, we just survived Hurricane Hillary and earthquake. So if you want any advice, just shoot at me and Kevin some questions.
Yeah. Oh, good. Yeah. Never experienced a hurricane before here in Florida, so that would be helpful.
Are you in the path of it?
Yeah. No, I'm on my way home from work today because they let us out early because they're like, storm, all this, go prep, I was like,
You guys could die. We'll let you out of work early.
So I was like, all right, cool. So I went and got like a case of water and I got Ace an extra bag of dog food and just a couple other things. And I'm like, I'm pretty prepared. I mean, after the last two we had, I keep stuff, independent, self-charging things, lights with batteries in them. So buckets for water. But I'll be honest, we're so inland that by the time it gets to us, it's lost a lot of its power, most of the storms. So it still does some damage, but not like a ton, at least not since I've been here, at least.
So you got one coming today and then another one on Wednesday?
No, just one on Wednesday, but it's like the wind's starting to pick up. The weather's starting to, change a little bit here. So it's not too bad right now. It's a little gray out, but, but anyway, Spectrum sent out like a thing earlier saying internet might be going, have problems for the next few days. So
that would be funny if the one on that side was Hurricane Donald, and then on social media, everybody was arguing about whose hurricane was better.
Well, yeah, it would be funny if Hurricane Donald went up into Georgia. But yeah, I think they go alphabetically, right? So it'll be a letter. It starts with I think. So after Hillary, so they usually go like alphabetically and make names that way. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not too worried about it. On Wednesday, I'm already off work. I get my stitches out tomorrow from my surgery or my procedure, and then Wednesday I had a free day, but
stitches.
We got invited. Yeah, I had another aneurysm coiled like 2 weeks ago.
Oh fuck!
So I was on bed rest for a week, and then just went back to work a couple days ago, and then tomorrow I get the stitches out, and then Wednesday was going to be a free day, but work invited us to this thing at Universal where we go to like a 2-hour presentation, and if we sit through the full 2 hours, and it's just like product knowledge, because we're a travel kind of vacation agency. So everything around here we just have to like know about like in detail. So we sit through this 2-hour presentation and they give us free park tickets and stuff like to use throughout the year. So
nice.
So I'm like,
it's kind of like a
I'll
timeshare.
go. Yeah, exactly. But I'm like, yeah, I'll go. But then now the storm might prevent us from having it. So yeah, it's all good though.
Dang.
So free tickets to the park. Sometimes it's a pretty sweet gig.
Yeah, they got to get that Nintendo Land up by you. The Nintendo Land out here is dope.
It's coming. It's coming because, like, it's so funny. The proximity we lived in to Universal is the same proximity I live in here.
No way.
Like, I'm not kidding. So like I feel like I didn't even move at times because I'm like I can see the fireworks from my apartment like we could.
Yeah.
so I'm like, this is so wild. I go, it's like I didn't even move at all, but the Universal here is 3 parks, and whereas we had 1 out in California, and now they're building a 4th park. So the Mario stuff is going to be part of the 4th park they're building.
What's the 3rd park? When I went, there was the regular Universal Studios, and there was Islands of Adventure.
Yeah, Volcano Bay is a water park.
And then Wizarding World, I guess, too, is technically its own thing, isn't it?
That's part of Islands of Adventure. And then there's like a train that connects the 2 parks. That is like a Hogwarts Express train, and you can only ride that train if you have like a park-to-park pass or something. But they're building Epic Universe, is I think the 4th park they're doing, and that's going to have Mario and a bunch of other animated and video game stuff. So
yeah, it's a huge bummer that California just doesn't have the land for big expansions at these parks. Because
for sure,
the Mario thing, the only complaint I have about it is that it's too small. It needs more. Like I would get a boner if they gave Nintendo just like its own park. Like fuck Universal, just build your own independent one. I would live there.
Well, I'll say if you ever after they build the one here, I think it's in 2025. I think it's going to open. So, yeah, if you ever plan a trip, let me know. We'll go together.
Fuck yeah.
'Cause, apparently the one here is going to be pretty huge. So,
Speaking of rides, I don't know if you guys saw on my Instagram story, but Carl and I just randomly decided to go to this carnival in Culver City last night.
sweet.
Like, we drove by it, saw all the lights, and I was like, oh, shit. And it kind of reminded me of, like, when I was a kid in Jersey, it was like the Rose City Festival, I think it was called, in Chatham, New Jersey. And I went to that every year. It was like Christmas in the summer, super pumped, and I always thought, like, oh, man, maybe I'll meet a chick. I feel like when I was a little kid, I always thought chicks were a possibility at everything. Fuck, man. Grandparents are making me go to church. Maybe there'll be a chick. But like,
I mean, there are chicks that go to church.
There are, yeah, exactly.
Since I've been to like a proper carnival,
Church.
like a local, just run of the mill carnival, it's been so fucking long. So I was like, why don't we check that out?
Yeah.
So we get in there and it's all just teens. But the weird thing is they still dress the same. So it was almost like time traveling. They're all in like fucking shitty baggy jorts and flannels and shit.
and Jinkos.
Yeah. But usually you have to buy tickets and stuff, but they do it now where you just buy a wristband with a QR code and then you load up your bracelet with tickets. And it's fucking pricey. Like for $20 to get a wristband, you can basically go on 2 rides.
Oh, okay.
But I hadn't been on the Zipper since I was really young. And you guys are familiar with the Zipper, right?
How did that go for you?
Well, when I was young, that was my shit. That was my jam because it could give you the best. My favorite thing about rides is the drops when you get the butterflies.
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
Oh yeah.
I don't really care much about flips. The older I got, I quickly got phased out of spinny things.
Yeah.
Because if I do one rotation and it takes me like even 60 seconds to do it, a very slow spin, I'm barfing.
So no Gravitrons for you, huh?
No. Can't do the fucking Gravitron.
Yeah, but the Zipper, I mean, the Zipper is like a fucking being in a spin cycle.
Yeah, but it's more flipping than spinning.
Yeah, but
head to toe like that.
Yeah, but I mean, you remember what the fucking Green Lantern ride that no longer exists does to us.
I missed that ride. I got put out by that ride.
Oh yeah.
Awesome. What's that ride do?
It was just you were in this like wheel, this car that was basically a wheel. Like you were attached to a track on the one side, and you were just in like this round cage.
Yeah,
and as the roller coaster went on this track that was kind of like this, you just fucking spun upside down the entire time.
Really fast.
Kevin and I rode it. Bonnie sat it out on my first trip out to California, and then she had to sit around for like 45 minutes for Kevin's and my stomach to go back to where.
Yeah, we got benched.
It was fucking.
I got when that ride opened because that was the 2011 when Green Lantern came out, and I had just gone to the premiere of Green Lantern, like the green carpet premiere they did, and they talked about that ride, like, oh, we're doing an opening, everything. So I was like, well, I got to go do it. So I remember I had just started going to a doctor out there, and my first doctor I went to out there, and I showed him. I was like, hey, this is the ride I'm going to go do. Like, I'm probably okay to do that. And he was like, absolutely not. He was like, please don't do that. And I go, well, my friend got tickets because they were on, it was like a good deal that summer. And so I was like, yeah, I just want to go and experience it. I'm a big Green Lantern fan. He's like, dude, then go to the gift shop, but please don't get on that ride. And I was like, you got it. And then I came out and my friend Charlie was like, so what do you say? Like, can you go on the ride? And because Charlie's like, he's like any friend would be. He's like, if the doctor says no, man, you can't, I don't want you to go on it, and we'll do something else fun there. And I'm like, nope, he gave me I lied, totally lied to Charlie. And I was like, yeah, man, he said I'm good, let's do this. And holy shit, that ride fucked me up so bad.
Yeah. I mean, my head was hurting because, like, your head bonks back and forth.
Yeah.
So, like, my head hurt, my fucking back hurt, my stomach hurt, my ass hurt for some reason. Like,
that was me.
we got benched. Like Shuddy and I were straight up fucking benched, and that was 12 years ago. So we were technically still in our 20s.
And it was hot as fuck. Like, it was ungodly hot.
Dude, did we ride at the same time?
At fucking Magic Mountain.
That's awesome. 2011 you went? That's when I was there.
We might have.
That'd be amazing. Because, yeah, after I got off that ride, I just went, you know that water ride that you stand on the bridge and it splashes?
Oh, yeah.
I just went, because I was so put out. My friends, after about 15, 20 minutes, they recovered. But I didn't recover for like hours. So I was like, hey, can I just go stand on that bridge and just get douched with water? And I just sat there for maybe, I don't know, 45 minutes, just letting every ride just hit me.
Oh, yeah. Well,
we didn't make it that far. Kevin and I just fucking collapsed at the first possible spot as soon as you got off the ride, like right by the gift shop. We fucking just found a shady spot and just were like, we need a minute. And it ended up being almost an hour.
And then you guys dragged me onto that fucking water ride, too.
Yes.
And basically got submerged. Like, I had to throw my sneakers out because they were just completely saturated, just with every step. I was cranky after that.
So at this place, the zipper, so what was how did you handle that?
Well, we got our bracelets and we get in line, and I'm talking to Carl, like, yeah, this was my favorite ride when I was a kid. When I was super young, I was terrified of it. It was like the most frightening thing I could ever imagine. But then when I got old enough and got the balls to actually ride it once, it was like, oh, this is my jam. This is like the gnarliest ride you can get at a carnival. So when I was younger and I would go, like, I would hit the zipper maybe 5 times in one night.
Ooh, shit.
So she was like, I can't remember if I've been on this or not. And once we got up there and it was our turn to get in one of those cages, like we sit down and they keep a foot on it so it's angled so you can get into it. And then the dude slammed the cage shut. And I have definitely gotten bigger since my last time on the zipper. And the only bar that holds you in place just obliterated my penis and nutsack. Excuse me, my scrote bag. And I yelled out in pain, and then I look up, and like the top of the cage is right here. The rest of the cage is directly in my face. Now I'm starting to get a little scared because
claustrophobic.
Yeah. My claustrophobia has definitely gotten worse as I've gotten older. So that's the thing that's like freaking me out now. So I'm like, but I'm trying to look cool in front of Carl. So I'm like, yeah, here we go. The zipper. And it does that thing where it has to like keep rotating so they could load more people on it. Right. The second it kicks off into ride mode, Carl's like, oh, shit. And her fucking purse opens up and car keys are flying around and nailing us in the head. My fucking dick hurts. And we are getting thrashed. We got the party cage. It is just whoop, 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 like heels over head over and over and over. And I'm just like, oh shit, bad idea. This thing's thrashing us. And I'm like, okay, this ride has to end soon, right? This is it. This is the end. And it will not stop. It keeps going. Now I'm thinking of like, my head starts thinking worst case scenario. Like, oh, what if one of the attendants like had a heart attack and then the other guy rushed over to help him and he got beamed by one of the carriages and we're fucking trapped in here on fast mode. By the time this fucking thing finally stops and lets us off, we were like the village drunks. We just stumbled out of there and can't keep our footing. We're tripping over each other. And, oh, yeah, we were like, where's the bench? And there weren't any benches.
Oh, damn.
So we basically had enough tickets on our arm to be like, we get one more ride. And I'm like, what about the Ferris wheel? And Carl's like, what about the swing set that spins in circles? And all I'm thinking in my head is, I used to be able to handle the flippy stuff and the droppy stuff, but apparently that still kicks my ass. I have been out of the spinning in circles game for a very long time, but again, can't look like a pussy. So I'm like, all right, let's do it. We get in that thing where you sit in the swing set, and it's around a column, and then the little thing that holds all the swings rises all the way to the top and then spins your ass.
Oh,
So
shit.
we go around about 2 times. I'm just like, oh, I'm fucked. I'm fucked. And she's like, are you all right over there? I'm like, I don't handle spinning things well. She was like, well, why did you agree to get on this ride? And I was like, I don't know. You suggested it. I suggested the zipper. So, the rules are rules.
Right.
And
I don't want to look like a pussy.
right when we got off that thing, I was like, we should probably go home now.
Yeah.
The 2 of us were thrashed for hours.
Yeah.
Like, we had to sit on the couch. If we turned our head too quick to look at each other, that was all over. It is an unpleasant thought to just have the facts thrown into your face like that. Like, you are old. You cannot hang. Your worst nightmares have come true.
I think it was my birthday this year in May, and again, the job I worked at was like, hey, we're giving out free passes to things so you can go and experience it and learn about it. So there's this place in Orlando called Fun Zone or Fun Spot, and it's like that. It's like set up like one of those old pop up venues with the carnival rides and stuff. And there's like a fun house with mirrors in it and all that stuff. So I was like, oh, that'd be fun, So I asked a buddy of mine, John, who I went to his wedding last year, and pretty much I only have like 2 friends here in Florida. So I was like, hey, Nate, are you doing anything? I'm busy. Okay. Hey, John, you doing anything? He's like, no, let's go. So we went, and John, he's a good maybe 10 years younger than me. So he's like 31. And we went on these rides and everything, it's like a wooden roller coaster. It's a Gravitron. It's all those kind of things. And holy shit, just like you, man, I walked out. And I was trying to look cool because like I have this like younger friend who's like, that was awesome, right? And I'm like, oh, yeah, bro.
I totally don't feel like puking.
Yeah, I totally don't feel like a bitch that got beat up right now. And I ended up hanging and doing all the crazy stuff with him, and thank God. And then once we were done, because there was no line, it was kind of dead there. And once we were done, he's like, I'm done, man. You want to get out of here? I'm like, yeah, thank God. I'm like, oh, you sure you don't want to do that thing one more time? I was trying to like he's like, we can if you want. I go, yeah, I know, you're right. We should leave. Yeah, he called my bluff, but yeah, I get it, man. That's cool.
And the Gravitron was my jam for a while too. Like once I got the hang of it, when I had ridden the Gravitron a handful of times, and you start seeing the people who will once you're like completely glued to the wall, they'll spin upside down and be like head to toe, seeing how far you can sit up. I remember there was one crazy motherfucker who could stand up when the Gravitron was going at full speed and walk.
Jeez, okay.
Yeah.
I always
That's X-Men.
Yeah,
I always preferred the Gravitron to the one that you kind of like strap into that's open.
Oh, with the cage?
And then that one that spins.
Yeah.
The Gravitron was always much more fun. It was like you went in as a little kid, you saw the older kids flipping upside down, and then that was like a life goal.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to do that one day. One day I'm going to be good enough at the Gravitron to flip myself upside down.
Yeah. And then you ride it at 41 and 40, and you're like, nah, fuck this.
The thought of going on a
death.
Gravitron right now just is already making me nauseous.
Yeah.
Like, just the thought
I already
of
want to take a nap.
yeah, like
Yeah.
My butthole's already sweating.
Yeah.
I saw one of the greatest things I ever saw in the Gravitron was I got on the ride, and you know how like you pick a panel to lean up against, a padded panel?
Yeah, yeah.
There was one that had barf all over it. And I was like, ooh, glad I saw that.
Nice.
So I was like, I'm going to pick a panel across from the barf so I can keep an eye on it. And I'm like, oh, please, somebody lean up against it. Please, somebody lean up against it. And some guy walks over to that panel, pauses for a second, and I'm like, here we go, and then chooses the one right next to it. And I was like, ah, damn, so close. But then, a last-minute decision, he changes his mind and switches to the barf-covered one and leans up against it. And I was like, yeah! Yes! I can now die!
Yeah. That guy's like, I want to smell like throw up for the rest of the day without throwing up.
Like, how do you make that, like... I could have sworn the thought process in his head was like, okay, that's puke. Definitely don't want to sit on that one. And then he changed his mind and went to the puke one.
Maybe he was sitting there next to it and goes, you know what? It could be cum. and then he just moved.
It always be worse.
Yeah. Maybe I'll just rub my ass all over it.
Yeah. Yeah. You never know. I mean, just saying.
So Jeff, were you a rides guy when you were a kid? Or were you frightened?
Fuck yeah, dude. I haven't went on a roller coaster in forever. I think the last one was like Magic Mountain when I first moved here.
Oh, that was when you went on ecstasy, right?
Yeah. A lot of fun. I hope that I could still like hang and still like, I don't know, do the whole roller coaster thing. My father was allegedly into roller coasters growing up, but I haven't really seen him ride, or I never saw him ride one when I was growing up. So,
well, I don't know,
like I lose it.
I mean, I feel like it's just, I don't know. It's got to be just a thing that happens to almost everybody. Because I remember as a kid, you know, my mom was pretty young when she had me, so we used to go to Six Flags Great Adventure when I was young, just the two of us. And she would go on the rides with me because she was in her 20s. And then I remember one time, like her favorite roller coaster was Rolling Thunder, just one of the rickety old wooden ones with no loops, just a lot of drops. And I really fuck with those too. I love those a lot. And every time I'd be like, all right, let's go do your favorite, Mom. Let's do Rolling Thunder. And one year she was just like, nah, I'm sitting this one out. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like,
What the fuck, Mom?
You're the mom that likes
Don't be a pussy,
rides.
Yeah.
Like, that was always like a cool thing about you. You like rides. She's like, yeah, I'm just, since I got to this age, I can't handle them anymore. They make me sick. And I was like,
I don't understand.
Yeah, what you're saying
I
doesn't
don't
make
even want
sense.
to look at you right now.
I thought you loved me.
Yeah. I was like, well, one thing's for sure, that will never happen to me.
Right.
I will not let that happen.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, ooh, you don't have a say in the matter, you little fuck.
Yeah, I can't even imagine, like, I don't remember, obviously, that far back. And that's why I do stuff like the carnival things, because I don't have the memories of doing them as a kid. So I'm like, oh, I wonder if I ever did this stuff. And so I went and did them as an adult, obviously, in the last 13 years. But even in the last 13 years, there's stuff like I didn't understand about my mom at the time, like post-aneurysm, and then a little bit after that, and then, you know, not talking to her for a while. Like, there were things I just never understood. And then now I'm like, you know, in my 40s, and I'm kind of like, I don't know, that makes, I guess some of these things make sense, you know, and some of her taste changing and stuff makes sense. So I can't imagine thinking all the way back to your kid and having those kind of memories where you're like, she just up and quit on me one day. You know, it's got to be like such a shock to your system. Yeah.
So do you ever
we all become that? Yeah.
Do you ever do something that like ignites a lost memory?
None. I've never done anything. I mean, now they claim, because there was a couple times in the last like 13 years where I felt like something was happening, you know, where I'm like, okay, wait. I think I remember this, but I wasn't remembering the visuals, but somehow I was getting the knowledge of it, or I thought I was. And I had these like moments like that, and they were like, well, could be a couple things, you know, we don't know what it is, because I'm not very good at describing it, like as in now. But I thought I had moments like that, but it turned out I don't think so, because, or if they did, they didn't last long enough. So no, so like I will go like I might go, oh, I remember in my journal, like I have something in one of my journals from pre-aneurysm. Like earlier, you guys were talking about Bob Barker, and I have something in one of my journals because I used to work on that lot, where that CBS lot where they film it next to the Grove in California, and they filmed Dancing with the Stars and American Idol there, and those are two shows that I kind of worked on, and Price is Right was right next to it. So I'm like, I'm sure I got stories. I just don't know the details of them, so I can't join this conversation. All I can say is that I worked on that lot, and because I remember reading that in the journal, and then talking to my mom about it. But so I can have stuff like that, you know, in the last like 13 years, but I can't, like, not what you're describing now.
Yeah,
unfortunately,
that's a bummer, man.
Yeah, it's all right. I'm at that point now where I kind of accepted it. Like, it used to bug me and depress me, like, big time, because I felt like I'm like, why am I not remembering what's going on? And then I would say after this learning about our diagnosis as last year and a half, like now it makes a lot more sense. I'm like, oh, that's why I can't remember. They're not my memories. So it's like, okay, it's like I'm starting to wrap my head around it easier now.
Yeah.
So yeah,
But
it's all good.
I mean, I don't even have an excuse for all the things that I can't remember.
Drugs and drinking.
Yeah. Like, Shuddy, I don't know how you have such a steel trap memory. You'll be like, "Ah, yes, when we rode the Green Lantern ride, when it was sweltering 87 degrees that day."
It's probably like 90 something. At least when
I remember also that you made us listen to Lily Allen, which at the time I thought was bitchy, and also Britney Spears in the car.
Yeah, see, I have no memory.
My long term memory is fantastic. It's the short term that's spotty at best, and that's getting worse as we get on. Draven had to remind me 3 times last week that we were helping my father put a gazebo together yesterday.
What did he
And every time he mentioned it, I looked at him and said, "Fuck, that's this weekend?" And he goes, "Yep, just like it was 2 days ago when we talked about this."
So wait, what did your dad buy a fucking gazebo at IKEA? What do you mean you have to put together a gazebo?
he bought
Like
all
one of
the
those
materials?
like metal like porch ones, like with like you know what I'm talking about. They're like awnings, but they're not
I had to Google
fabric.
I had to Google it.
Wait, did you just have to Google gazebo in general?
Yeah, I had no idea what that was.
What the fuck's a gazebo?
How can you build an animal?
Wait.
Build an animal.
Gazebo Joe, isn't that a gum?
Bazooka. That's so great.
Honestly, you could have told me anything was a gazebo, and the one that I probably would have not believed is what it actually is.
He's
All right,
like, yeah, there we go. Okay. He's
Wait,
like,
is that your gazebo situation, or is that
No,
a
that
factory image?
that's
Stock
Draven.
image.
That's Draven standing in there.
Is that a real gazunga?
I thought gazebos were the things that you go over the ice with after a hockey game.
I thought that was what you called big hooters. Wow, she got some big gazebos.
Good gazebo. The gazebos on that. You can hide from the sun under those bad boys.
I'd like to motorboat a pair of gazebos like that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good stuff, guys.
Yeah.
Way to fucking stick it to me, fellas.
Speaking of sticking it to you guys,
Oh, yeah?
yeah, let's do our weigh-ins.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, yeah, we're the Wayans brothers. Jeff,
Nice.
do you have a scale?
I weighed myself at the gym, and I'm the exact same fucking weight as last week, which is so unbelievable. I'm buying a scale.
I only went down 1.6 pounds to 195, so I also feel like maybe I should buy
Pretty
a
good.
scale
Hey, congrats, though, man.
because I've been putting in the work. But I did start doing kettlebell workouts every day as well as running. So
I've just been working out Kegels, so I don't know if I should weigh myself yet.
I mean,
Seek's got that
muscle
bomb
weighs
puss
more than
puss.
fat. So,
Yeah.
what about you,
I
Kevin Kraft?
actually haven't had a chance to weigh myself, but I'm gonna venture a bet that I've gained weight because
Go get your scale.
it's Carl's birthday on tomorrow, and for her birthday weekend, she was just like, "I just need to pig out," and it was like 2 junkies, and one of them's like, "Hey, I just got this garbage bag full of heroin,"
Yeah.
and I was like, "Well, I'm a week clean, so let's party." She baked, she made a fucking pie, she made cookies, she bought Gushers.
Yum.
That
Gushers.
is Carl's way of telling you she does not want you to lose any weight, Kevin.
Yeah, I think she
That's
likes.
a pretty clear message that she likes you a little pudgy in the middle.
Yeah, she might enjoy fondling my fun bags when we make whoopee.
Yeah, that if you would ever take your shirt off.
That's a good point. Maybe she just likes the Baywatch effect of them like bouncing beneath my clothing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And she makes you put a white T-shirt on.
You're on a diet. I'm gonna bake cookies. Here's Gushers. We're just eating all the garbage this weekend.
Yeah.
Dude, she got strawberry rhubarb hand pies from Trader Joe's,
Cow.
heated them up in the oven, and then put vanilla ice cream on it. And I damn near nutted. It is one of the most delicious things I've ever eaten in my life.
Nice.
Meanwhile, I'm over here hating myself because I split a 16-ounce Mountain Dew into 2 separate days.
Holy
And
cow.
I feel fucking guilty. I feel guilty for that.
Yeah, Shuddy Boy has to go to a Mountain Dew methadone clinic, Seek, and just get like...
like I was like, God, you really fell off the wagon. But it's because I'm sitting there drinking my water, and I just see Draven drinking my fucking Baja Blast that I'm not able to drink anymore.
Oh no, my special juices. Give me those. All right, I'll weigh myself.
Yeah.
I'll go get the scale.
I mean, yeah, I still can't cut Pepsi fully out. I do drink less of it, but unfortunately, Blue drinks a pretty good amount, but Green doesn't. He drinks a lot of water, so we're trying to find a balance with us. It's been hard. We actually keep a chart of what we eat, or who eats. So it's like if someone ate breakfast, it's like, okay, so you got to put out. If you're hungry, you got to just wait out to the next meal, kind of thing, because otherwise we'll be eating like 8 times a day.
First come, first serve, fellas.
Pretty much, it's the system. It's not a perfect system, but it's what we got so far.
What?
Oh shit! You weighing your headphones?
225. You fat fuck.
I gotta take my pants off. Hold on.
I mean, it's funny to joke about, but I weigh myself completely naked before getting in the shower every morning.
Gross,
So,
Shuddy.
Oh,
I don't need any clothes or anything falsely inflating my weight.
just me and my body hair.
All of it.
All of it.
All of the fucking body hair I have.
That's cool. When did you guys start this?
2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Oh, weeks.
Hell, weeks,
It's
yeah.
terrible. I haven't been able to eat exactly what I want all the time.
I know it has been brutal. It's been like, oh, I would really like some Doritos, but guess I'll have some pita crackers and hummus instead.
Go good with this pot? Those pita crackers.
So
I'm really fucking stoned and want a bowl of ice cream. Huh? I'll go get a yogurt.
Ugh.
Greek
What is it?
yogurt. Put some blueberries in there.
Yep.
I gained 3 pounds.
Damn.
Well,
Fucking
hold on.
It's all right.
Hold on.
You're not completely naked.
Your previous weigh-ins were on Carl's scale, correct?
Yeah.
So we're kind of the thought that your scale was not accurate because it was 3 pounds heavier than what Carl said you were.
I mean,
You're
if
saying
this
he's
is
just even?
if this is a wash, I'll take it. But I'm pretty sure I gained weight. When I first stepped on the scale, when I got back on camera, it was 175. But I took my pants off and my headset, and that
what are your
somehow
target-
dropped 2 pounds. That doesn't sound right.
What are your target goals, each of you?
I just want my tits to go away.
Nah.
I even got a haircut, and that didn't help.
You'll be a skinny guy with tits.
I'd like to get down to like 180.
Okay, that's a good goal. Yeah. Yeah,
And
I would like to get down to 200. I think I'm around 212 right now. So, and that's some of the biggest I've been. But like I said, we're still figuring. We just recently, like in the last 5-6 months, started getting our meals better. So we're working on it. We were at 220 at one point. I was like, oh no, guys, we got to stop this.
What's your goal weight, Jeff? 125.
Yeah, I want to be a fucking bantamweight. Goal weight, I'd say like 215, 220, I think is like a reasonable goal. I'm still going to be fat, but I think what I'm starting to kind of resign myself to and figure out is I'm just probably gonna die fat. I think obesity is gonna always be part of the Jeff Clark brand.
Okay. Well,
I don't know. I hope not, but like I don't know. I haven't drank an IPA in like 2 weeks and it's fucking killing me. I
Well,
haven't
Jeff,
bought
You drinking Bud
because
Light
of your
instead?
because of your new red wine lifestyle, there is a special article in Shuddy Boys fucking news for you this week.
I still haven't finished a bottle of red wine. I feel like I'm doing pretty good considering it's lasted me a couple weeks.
I don't think red wine is supposed to last you a few weeks.
Yeah.
You're supposed to drink it within like 3 or 5 days of opening it. Tops.
Yeah.
Doesn't it taste like
For
fucking
real?
nutsack juice?
Yeah. You don't want.
I don't know. It just kind of tastes like wine.
You can record.
Oh, you're a fucking wine sommelier now, Siike?
I'm trying to defend you a little bit, dickface.
Oh, wait. I didn't mean to cut you off. Keep going.
Keep defending me.
You can preserve open wine bottles, but yeah, I don't know.
What I thought. See, tell these fucking homos.
I don't know.
I didn't say anything.
I've seen the movie
I don't-
Sideways once. I have no idea what I'm talking
Sorry,
about.
I don't mean to. I redact my shutty homo, but I actually
Hitting-
double it up on Kevin. Kevin is a
Hitting
real
me
homo
with
times
some
two.
shrapnel.
Yeah. Gotta watch out. Stand next to Kevin here and get some shrapnel.
So, Jeff, they say a bottle of wine has about 4 glasses in it, and you've somehow made that last. Are you
That's 3 glasses.
Are you methadoning it like Shuddy Boy? You just fill up like a tiny little solo cup. Oh, there's my wine for the day.
I do the White Goodman. I just like fucking smell it and just like kind of do like a little mini orgasm and then put it back away. Put it away. You know when he takes the pizza and shoves it down his pants?
Who does that?
White Goodman.
White Goodman
in
from
Dodgeball.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll do that with like a cheeseburger every now and then. Just like smell it and put it down my pants. Call myself a fat homo.
Does it still count as eating it if I shove pizza up my ass?
Yeah, if I take it in rectally, I'm not really eating it.
I just need pizza in me. Oh, God. And that's what Carl was like, yeah, I want pizza for dinner tonight. And I was like, you're killing me.
So when everybody else had Domino's, I had a sub.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I mean,
Nice.
did you really win
Jared
there?
Vogel diet.
What?
Yeah, you realize that Jared Fogle didn't really lose all that weight by just fucking.
Well,
eating
I
Subway,
understand, but an Italian sub from Wawa was significantly less calories than I would have eaten of
Right. Eating pizza slices.
thin crust Domino's, which
Yeah.
I would have housed about 17 slices of.
That's fair.
That's the problem with thin crust, and I've been saying that for years.
It's same when Ninja Turtles came out. There was a lot of pizza eating that week because I don't know how to do a marathon of those movies without eating pizza.
Did you? So you saw the new one,
Yeah,
Mutant
the
Mayhem.
Seth Rogen one. Mhm.
What'd you think?
Yeah, I loved it. I thought it was awesome. I really got into the visuals because of how ugly they were. Like I always go back to this thing that animators like will always talk about where, they're OCD. So like you tell an animator like, all right, draw the moon, and the Ninja Turtles are gonna run across the buildings and in front of the moon. It's gonna look amazing. So they draw a perfect moon, and then you have a director come in and go, no, we want this to look awful. So the moon's not like a perfect circle. And I could just see almost like I just feel the anger that those animators probably felt going, I don't want to make it imperfect. Look at this perfect moon. And they're like, no, destroy it. They make it all chunky looking. And that's what I liked about the movie is that they just, if there was purposeful imperfections and it worked, like, and it made it visually stand out. So for me, Ninja Turtles, I've liked almost every interpretation because as long as you get the 4 turtles right, I don't really care about anything else. I'm really easy to please.
What's the bottom of the barrel? The Michael Bay one?
I mean, I guess story and structure-wise for sure, but I still thought the 4 brothers were awesome in those movies. So, like, I don't know. I'm sure one of the animated series didn't do it for me, but I can't think of one off the top of my head. But yeah, I've liked a lot of iterations of Ninja Turtles because the 4 brothers are all that matter to me.
Yeah, I mean, that got me back into, once I saw it in the theater and was so pumped about it. I've had the fucking Turtle Van that's like 23 DVDs for so long. I bought it like back in my first LA apartment when it was dirt cheap on Amazon, and I've had it ever since, and that just was like, what, I gotta prop that open again. And I would, instead of just putting on random shows to fall asleep to, I would just throw a disc in and hit play. And
I'll do that with stuff too, but now all those cartoons are on, like, that's going to be on Paramount or something. Like, I can't remember, but
it's going to be on Paramount Plus.
Yeah, so it's like I was like, the other day I have all the Gargoyle DVDs, and I was like, I'd love to rewatch this, and then here it's on Disney Plus. I go, oh crap, I have Disney Plus. I'll just watch it on Disney Plus. So the poor Blu-rays and DVDs are just sitting there collecting dust, But yeah, that's cool. You should. I did that with Transformers when I lived. Actually, when I lived with you for some of it too, I would just pop in Transformer discs and just have them on. It was great.
Yeah, it's good background shit. It was like, because there was a part of me like, I don't know, when I got the DVDs, I was watching them here and there, and it was just like, I guess you had to have been a kid. Like, it's still good. But I was like, when you're a kid, you don't think about things too hard. You just accept what's happening. But I mean, the animation in that intro is so fucking sick. Like, that was probably, without even realizing it, the closest thing to anime we got as kids.
I think so, because I think probably Robotech for and Transformers for me.
Voltron.
And Voltron for sure, but I don't remember those. But it's funny you say that, because a lot of these shows were post aneurysm. My brother would be like, "Well, these were cartoons you liked when you were a kid. This is your DVD collection." So we would put stuff on, like when post aneurysm. So like I would watch these shows that I grew up with. So I developed an affinity for them and a love for them at like 28 years old. Under a fresh palette, a clear canvas of my brain, just like a child ingesting them and being like, yeah, actually, this is kind of cool. And so my knowledge of these characters only goes back 13 years, and yet I still love them. And my mom, that's one of the things she'll be like, that's so cool that you got back into Transformers and Ninja Turtles, because she was like, you were such a fan as a kid. And I'm like, cool. Like, then I'm glad I get to keep it up, because I do. I love them. And like I said, it's hard to see a bad interpretation for me as long as the brothers work. And same with, as long as Optimus Prime acts like Optimus Prime and Bumblebee, like I like those too. So I may hate the plot, but I'll still go see the movies if those characters are done kind of well.
Did you see the last Transformers movie?
Yeah, the Beast Wars one. It was pretty good, actually.
I also enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, Shuddy had a boner for that one.
Yeah, I mean, mine wasn't that big, but yeah, it was. I still liked it. I was like, oh, this is good. And actually, two of us saw it. I saw it, and Blue saw it. And then same with Ninja Turtles. Blue actually went to an event where they gave you like a Ninja Turtle T-shirt and like the head bandana. They gave, like, you got a random turtle color.
Oh
It was like a $40 movie ticket, and it was like and it was like an early advanced screening. So yeah, he got to do that.
Nice.
I loved it though. I thought it was a fun movie. I'm behind on movies and stuff. I'm behind on a lot of things, but I finally watched Flash yesterday. Or no, Friday night. Oh fuck, that movie's terrible.
Yikes.
Man, that movie is bad. I really watched it because I wanted to see Michael Keaton again. But I didn't see it at theaters. I was just like, no, I'll wait till Max or whatever. And I'm glad I waited, because wow, what a waste of time.
Yeah, it was brutal.
Yeah,
is that
sure.
so? Is that like the last? Well, I guess Transformers would be the last movie you saw in the theater, then, right?
No, Ninja Turtles was.
Oh, okay.
Because that came out after. I saw this summer. I've only seen 3 movies. I saw Ninja Turtles, Spider-Verse, and Transformers. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, this was kind of like
I don't like going to theaters. I'm not a movie theater guy.
This was sort of a dead weekend. They didn't really put out anything new in theaters, so I just watched some new streaming stuff.
I thought of you because you took, I think you and Dustin, like we went to see, and Alex maybe, we saw the Predator, right? And I was thinking of you when I watched Prey, because I was like, why couldn't I have watched this with Kevin? I go, this is actually a cool Predator movie.
Yeah, Prey kicked ass.
Yeah, Prey was awesome. But that's cool. What did you watch recently then?
So I watched the new Metalocalypse movie.
Oh, how is it?
It's sick.
Awesome.
Like I loved Metalocalypse when it was a series,
I revisit it every now and then. It is so much fucking fun.
Yeah, it's hysterical. And like I realized that I never made it past or through season 4, which I'm having like a hard time connecting the dots of how that happened. But they put it all back on HBO Max. So all 4 seasons are there, and I guess the TV movie, which I had never seen, the one that came out 10 years ago. So I rewatched the last half of season 4. I watched it's like a rock opera. The whole thing's a musical. So I watched that, and then I could have sworn, because I am now kind of like homies with Brendan Small, and he was, giving me updates throughout the whole process of making this Metalocalypse movie. And right up until the day it came out, I was under the impression that it was going to end up on HBO Max. So when I saw him promoting it, I was like, oh shit. Went scrolling around for it, not there. It's only right now physical or a digital copy. So, I'm a big physical guy. So I go on Amazon, sold out on Amazon. I go on Best Buy, sold out in every store and their online inventory. Target sold out. I was like, what the fuck? Everywhere is sold out of the Blu-ray. So I just bought it digital.
Run of it?
What's up?
They do a low print run of it or something?
I don't know, but yeah, it's you still can't get it. I think I checked this morning, and Amazon's still out of stock. So I just bought it on Prime.
Okay,
and it's a full feature length Metalocalypse movie that closes out the whole series. It like wraps up the story.
Really, it's a closure story.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, I gotta check it out then.
And
That's cool.
it was way more serious than I was expecting it to be. Because the show,
I like that show. I like the show. I've never seen any of the movie stuff, but I love the show.
Yeah, I had never seen it too. I just watched it this week. The first movie it's only like 45 minutes, but it's all musical and it's fucking hysterical. And this one is just a lot more serious. It's a lot more plot driven, which I wasn't expecting. But it ends with like this big cool fucking battle that kind of reminds me of an anime. And it coincided with the release of the 4th Death Clock album. So, whole new album came out and a whole new movie. And they're both fucking awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, I was really pumped. So, if you're a Metalocalypse fan, definitely worth it. There's 4 members of Death Clock, so I'll suck 4 Death Clock dicks.
Hey.
You blow the whole crew.
Oh wait, are there 5 Death Clock guys? What's wrong with me? Am I spazzing out?
There are 5. Yeah, there's Toki.
You got an extra dick?
Murderface. Nathan.
I'm not sucking Murderface's dick. It's probably super gross.
Wow. Really? So you didn't like this movie at all?
I don't suck my cheese-filled dick, huh? But it was good. It was good. It was cool. If you're and with the strike and everything, they can't really promote it too much. So
sure.
I know a lot of people don't even know that it's out. So
yeah,
worth checking out.
I mean, yeah, that's this whole strike thing has been wild.
Yeah, you're telling me.
Yeah, I'm sure. Right. Yeah. And it's like, so how can you not do anything with your film right now?
So I can.
Right.
We applied to be a SAG signatory or whatever they call it in April. That was when we initially filed our paperwork. And it was weeks of back and forth of like, here's a document. It's 20-something pages. Print it out, sign everything, scan it, send it back. So there were I went through 2 black toner cartridges on my printer with all the shit that I had to keep printing out and signing and all that. And we finally got it all done. And, this is my first time going through all this shit. So I'm, texting with the producers like, all right, so are we good? Do we have SAG approval? And like, no. We are very far from that. I'm like, fuck. So we finally reached a point where it was like, okay, this is everything we had to do on our part. The ball is in their court.
Right.
And it was just nothing. We didn't hear shit. Every time we asked for an update, they're like, yep, still processing. Then comes the strike. We were kind of hoping to just get the approval and then once the strike started, try and get a waiver. But we never got our SAG approval. Our SAG rep hit us up day 2 of the strike and was like, hey, you guys qualify for a waiver. So here, fill this stuff out. We filled it out that day, got it back, and just nothing. And then, a week or so ago, we had to just prod them, being like, dude, we are cutting it really fucking close, and we still have casting to do. So they finally got us the contract, paid them their deposit, filled out all the paperwork, and I'm like to the producers, is this it? Are we good? And they're like, no, we are not. But they gave us an interim number so we could keep casting.
Okay.
So we're back casting the last few roles we have to, check off, but we lost so much fucking time that now, 2 weeks from Wednesday, we start shooting. And we still don't even have, the full 100% SAG clearance. They're just like, yeah, while we handle the rest of the paperwork, you have our permission to cast. So it's just like, I'm throwing it out on Twitter, trying to get people to fucking retweet it and stuff, get more eyes on it. But it is, I'm fucking sweating, man. It's like we have deposits in for all the rentals, all the locations. We bought our insurance package, and it's for, the time period where we're supposed to be shooting. And if that gets delayed, we have to make the planets realign for all the leads for their schedules to be clear. It's going to cost a fortune. It could just essentially kill the whole thing. And then it's just like, oh, cool. And now there's another wave of COVID happening. Can I just get a fucking tiny break? The littlest break?
This is what happens when Kevin Kraft tries to do big things.
Yeah.
This is a long time coming too, because when I lived with Kevin, he was. The stuff he talked about. Ever since I know you, you would tell me about Iron Lung and all these projects you're working on, and you actually. By the way, I just retweeted a couple of your things, so I'm not on Twitter much. So I apologize for not seeing them, but I'll try to be more active. And I don't have a lot of followers on there, but I'll do what I can.
Every little bit helps, man. I appreciate it.
You actually inspired me to. So I have a friend out here who's trying to get an independent project going, and has been for a while. And we started a writers group 3 years ago when I first moved here, because during COVID, a lot of the guys didn't have anything to do, so they were like, "Oh, let's do a writers group." And then I come in and I'm like, "Yeah, cool," giving them feedback on their stuff. They're giving me feedback on Neverland and other stuff, and then we had a homework assignment, oh, go write a 15-page short story, bring it back here next week. And I brought it back and let everyone read, gave it to everyone to read, and then we dispersed again, and we came back the week after. Everyone was like, I cried, gave it to my wife, she cried, and they were like, we're going to enter this in a contest.
No shit.
And I was like, oh, damn. And so they entered it, and right now, and I was like, that's great. That's Kevin Kraft style. I was like, Kevin Kraft enters his stuff, and he always kicks ass at it. So I was like, oh, please let some of that Kevin Kraft luck rub off on me. And
no, you don't want that.
No,
that's not what you want.
Well, it did, because we're in the quarterfinals with it already.
Fuck yeah.
And so,
that's awesome.
and the winning, if you win, they give you $10,000 as a budget to film it.
No shit.
So I'm like, oh my God. So they're narrowing it down now. I think they announced the winner on November 1st. So I still got 2 months before I know if I win or not. But I'm just like, oh, this is so great and nerve wracking. And now I see what Kevin has gone through. And but it made me, when this is done, if I don't win, I will enter another contest myself because of seeing you push so hard on your stuff. So don't give up, man, and that's why a lot of people don't get their stuff made, is because they hit a wall at a certain point and they feel defeated. But I'm glad you're still moving forward and trying, man.
Yeah, at this point, fucking pot committed. Good. It's just there's a few factors that are just a bit outside of my control. That it's just like, oh God, please just
like COVID and a strike.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
even if I
and you navigate the waters the best you can.
If I'm as careful as fucking possible, without getting it and ruining our shooting window, one of the leads could get it. There's just so many things that could still happen. Of course, a fucking 2 guild strike and another wave of COVID just so happened to be lining up perfectly with when I'm supposed to be shooting my movie.
Well, no one said it was going to be easy for you. But to make it extra hard, I get. It's that Parker luck, you know. Spider-Man always has it. So we're used to it, man. You'll endure. You'll get through it. And you got a great project, so it's going to happen one way or the other.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
Yeah,
but
I got my butt crossed.
That was a very nice message, Siike.
Yeah, especially crossing your butt. I don't know how you did it, but shout out to your butt.
I got to tell you about some of the plans that I don't have and get some positive words of encouragement for a set of plans.
I'll lift you up, man. I you know, after beating myself up for a lot of years, I've been trying to do the things different. So like at work, like I try to, anytime someone tells me a side grind that they have, I'm like, oh, keep doing it. You know, don't stop. Like I just feel like it makes them feel better, and it's I'd rather do that than bitch about my my situation like I've done in the past. So it's like, yeah, no, you're anytime, man. I'm here. You call me up, I'll boost you up, man. I'll cross my ass for you.
Oh man, what a friend!
Yeah.
Yeah, you never put your ass on the line for me.
Speaking of, so when I moved here,
Yeah.
I moved here for health reasons and other things, but once things started to turn around, I was like, if I'm okay, ultimately, I just got to get, a balance down. I said, let's work on that for like a year or two. And my plan is to come back eventually to the West Coast. So I've been talking to Alex Wilson about it a lot. So
What? You and Alex Wilson going to run it back?
yeah, we're thinking about it. Because
It's getting cheaper, so
yeah,
I don't know. Maybe just take some more time. We'll see what happens.
Florida's getting more expensive. Yeah, I mean, I think about it a lot because I'm like, that's the only place I've ever called home. And as many cool people as I met since I've moved here, and as much as I do like it here, I do, miss like just being able to go see Kevin and you. I miss. There's just like little things that were part of my life and routine, and I know that was the other part of it is like, hey, you're getting older. You got to think about other things. You got to move on. But it's like, yeah, but I left under false pretense in a way. Like we thought I had something else, and it seemed like the right move. And now that I know that I can handle this somewhat and take care of myself, it's kind of like, oh, well, then good. I'm glad I came here and learned that. But I think the plan should be to go back to a place that makes me a little happier,
Yeah.
So I'm working on it. I'm thinking about it. I'm working on it, and we'll see. If nothing else, I'll at least, now that I work for a vacation company, I'll at least try to visit more,
Hell yeah.
For sure. And I definitely have Tokyo on my map. I never got to go with you and Alex, and I'm like, I'm going. I'm going before I die. That's for sure.
Yeah. Let's coordinate, and maybe I can get super drunk and piss in your suitcase this time.
Fucking would love that. Be the only reason I bring a suitcase.
So I did watch one other movie, and I sort of might have, I guess I misled myself, but remember MSPH alum Jeff Katz?
Yes.
Used to come by the show in the early days. So when I mentioned that I've been back on Facebook here and there just trying to promote the movie, he, I guess, is back in the movie biz. And he was a producer on that Russell Crowe, the Pope's Exorcist movie.
Oh, no kidding.
So when that went on Netflix and shot to #1, he kept like doing all these updates, like how fucking cool is this? We're #1, blah, 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 blah. And then I saw another post that was like, well, hey, we're just enjoying being at #1 until Sandler drops his new movie in a couple of days. And I was like, Sandler? What? How did I not know that Adam Sandler has a new movie coming out?
Yeah.
So I looked it up, and I was like, shit.
Yeah.
There is.
Is it the Bat Mitzvah movie?
It is, yeah.
Huh.
It's called You Are So Not Invited to My Bat Mitzvah. And it's just like, all right, it's the Sandman. I'll fucking watch anything Sandler does.
Yeah, for sure.
So Carl and I
I'm
put
saying
that
about
on.
giving it a chance.
We watched it over the weekend, and he's just like a co-star. He's not in it a ton.
Yeah.
So it's mostly
Sandler?
Mostly
about kids, right? Or
yeah,
kids.
and it's his kids.
Mm-hmm.
So like his two girls are in it and main characters. His wife is in it, and then the Sandman. So I was like, ooh, this movie is definitely not made for me. It is a lot of like little girls and little girl stuff. I did, however, appreciate very bold and edgy move on their part. Queef jokes.
Oh wow,
which I did not see coming.
that sounds like Sandler.
Much like queefs, you never see them coming.
Yeah, they are a surprise sometimes.
I was like, holy shit, swinging for queef jokes. That's a baller move. I give him points for that. But the parts with Sandler were really funny. I mean, there were a handful of lines here and there that had both of us just cackling.
Nice.
But at the end of the day, I spent about 80% of that movie being like, this was not made for me. I should not be watching
made for
this.
his daughters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think it's fucking cool that he, I've said it a million times, his movies don't exactly light up the critics like Christmas trees, but
yeah, but they're not geared for that either sometimes. He's just having fun with his friends, which is like, how cool was that to make it in Hollywood, and then your friends who maybe have struggled, you're like, come on, we'll make something together. It's like, that's a good dude.
I'm going to write a movie where we all get to go and film it in Hawaii for a few months and just party. Uh-oh. Everybody's frozen but me. That means my internet is fucked right now. Oh, I hear winklings of it coming back.
How awesome.
No, we're going to lose Kevin.
There we go.
Yeah.
It got the hiccup out. Your internet connection is unstable. Thanks, Spectrum. You truly are the worst.
So am I, Spectrum, so fuck you.
But yeah, I guess, at the end of the day, it's a three-dicker.
Oh, okay.
Draven and I watched a new streaming movie also.
Oh. Which one?
Vacation Friends 2.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man. I almost wanted to get Hulu just for that.
I know you really like the
good?
first one, Shuddy. You're the whole reason I watched the first one, because you were like, oh, it's so funny.
I thought the first one was hysterical. This one was a lot cornier and not quite as funny.
Yeah,
there were some parts that made me laugh, but overall, it was just an movie.
That was kind of how I felt about the first one after you twisted my arm into watching it. I was like, Shuddy might have been perfectly high for that.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I would handle the second one, but it was not up to the Shuddy standard.
No, it wasn't. I mean, it was sandwiched between two 5-dickers, so it's not fair. Damn. It's not fair. It was.
What were the two 5-dickers?
15 dicks in one day.
Yeah,
that's a lot of dicks.
It was the middle. It was wedged between two giant hogs.
That sounds cool.
I mean, Friday night we watched Top Gun.
Okay.
Oh.
And then last night we watched The Terminator.
Ooh. Okay. Powerful.
Yeah.
Which should Draven like more?
Draven, so he says that he's never seen Top Gun, but I know that as a small child I made him watch it at least twice. But he only rated that four dicks, and he does have Terminator at 5.
Okay.
Good scores. I feel like kind of fair.
I mean, as somebody who likes Terminator more than Top Gun, I can't hate on that ranking.
Somebody who likes dicks more than anything. When I was on bed rest, I watched a lot of stuff. I watched a show called I Think You Should Leave with Tim Robinson.
Oh, yeah. That show's awesome.
Yeah, which was funny because I see the clips on Instagram all the time. So it's like, I just need to watch the show. So I watched that. I watched Entourage because I've been wanting to do a rewatch of that for a while. And I watched the Entourage movie, which still sucks. I wish the show just ended on the last episode. It was a good enough ending. But yeah, and then I rewatched some Rebels stuff because I wanted to catch up for Ahsoka.
Oh yeah.
I needed a little Rebels refresh. So then I watched Ahsoka.
Well, Shuddy, how many Vacation Friends 2 dicks are you
Oh,
sucking?
yeah.
275. 275.
Damn, that poor third dick that got mangled.
Yeah, I chewed on that one a little bit. What have you been thinking about Ahsoka, Siike?
As a Rebels fan, it's cool to see that world again and like a continuation of it. But I have so many like logic questions that I can't wrap my head around, and I also am surprised because I like Rosario Dawson a lot. I'm a huge fan of hers, but I find her as an older Jedi Master type in this, like I find her kind of boring. She just kind of walks into a scene and just monotone says things, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I think she's going for like a calm Qui-Gon Jinn type, but
The Force is after your neck there, Siike.
yeah, I saw. She's like, silence him. All right, so I'll just turn the camera off for a second.
Wow.
So
It's like an Independence Day when the aliens are coming.
The aliens are here. We talked about that earlier. But yeah, so anyway, I think it's fine. Like the show's fine, but I'll wait to really judge it when the series ends. But for the start, I have a little criticism on Rosario Dawson. I think it's funny that someone can get stabbed through the chest and still live. And but then again, Darth Maul got his legs cut off and lived, so whatever, there's I don't, and then I don't understand how this room could house a map to another dimension. And it's like, okay, well then who put it there, and how would they know that Thrawn's in that other dimension? So I don't know. It's just like things like that. I'm sure we'll get the answers, but right now I'm just kind of like, I wish you didn't explain some of the stuff and just kind of, I don't know. It feels a lot like the third Star Wars, the new Star Wars trilogy movie, where they're like, hold the knife up and then it'll show you the building that the thing is in, and I'm just like, all right, just stop.
I would like to point out that Jeff understood every word you just said.
Oh, good.
I kind of zoned out, forgot what we were doing for a second.
Good, because I hate repeating myself.
Amen, brother. I had all those same points to make, but you did it for me.
Yeah, man, just took all the words right out of my mouth.
So wait, what happened? Star Wars?
So I guess I would suck so far like 2.5 gray lightsaber dicks.
Oh wow, that's pretty abysmal.
I'm halfway. I'm half and half right now.
Yeah, I haven't finished the second episode yet, but that's fun. I'm into it.
The second one I like better than the first episode. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as they get better, then I'll be fine.
What about you, Jeff? You watch anything?
Dude, I haven't seen shit. I'm like spacing out. I'm trying to remember if I did see anything worth talking about, and I got nothing.
You see any aliens?
No, I mean, I've seen news articles of people seeing aliens. Navy pilots supposedly filmed them.
He's seen aliens, just not extraterrestrials. He lives in Southern California.
Oh,
geez,
baby. Oh, outkick joke. Love that.
You're speaking his language.
Yeah.
Jeff, have you
talking like one of my colleagues?
He knows your audience.
Have you ever seen anything that seemed supernatural? Anything ghosty? Anything alien-y? Like a light in the sky? Never seen anything that you couldn't explain?
Not that I can remember now. I thought I saw some guy running through the woods by my, me and my friends thought we saw some guy running through the woods when we were growing up, and we looked for him or that person for a while, but that's not like paranormal.
I'm not just some guy, okay?
Yeah, dudes sometimes run in the woods, so even if it was...
Yeah, and I was naked because time travel obviously takes your clothes away. Haven't you seen Terminator?
Yeah, we were... Nothing dead gets through.
But no, I haven't seen anything or came across anything paranormal or extraterrestrial. Nothing that would scare me or even make me consider those things are possible. I mean, I believe in aliens, obviously, but paranormal stuff, no.
Shuddy Boy just got to chill. His ghost.
I did.
My butt just uncrossed, so yeah.
Shuddy's ghost was like, "Hey, you guys talking about me?" Oh, wait. I think the weirdest thing that's ever happened to me was I fell asleep on the couch one time, and
Woke up with a penis in your butt.
Hey, that was one time, okay?
yeah, I know.
That's what he said.
I know
That's what he
Seek's
said.
alive.
He said it was
Ghost.
one time.
And we were
It
roommates.
was a ghost.
And he lost in Fortnite, and that was the rules.
It was Seek with a sheet over him going, "Ooh, I'm gonna pork your ass." I got woken up by someone going like blowing right into my ear. Like
Dang.
it was the sensation of someone being like lip to ear and blowing as hard as possible, and I shot up and was like, "Hey!" and like swiped at my ear, and there was nobody in there. There was like nobody in my apartment.
Dang. It was actually Echo told me he did that once too. He farted in your ear. And then ran off.
But like that's the only thing that I can't explain, and it could have just been like a hyper realistic dream. Because I think
intense,
only like
though.
you know in movies when somebody has a nightmare and then they wake up and they just shoot up in their bed and they're like, "Yeah, oh," and then they look around and like, "Oh, it was just a dream. I'm safe." That's happened to me once in my whole life, where I was having a dream that was just so intense and crazy that I like screamed myself awake. I was like, "Yeah." Oh, that was weird. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Fingers crossed, Jeff, and ass cheeks crossed that you do have your paranormal moment someday. How do you think you would handle it if a ghost just like came into your room at night? Undeniable. No way it was like just like a flash of light from somewhere outside or any other way people explain away ghost sightings. Like this is some Ghostbuster shit. Would you be like, "Oh, hey, what's up, ghost?" Or would you be like, "Grrr!" and just run through the house? "Cheech, help!"
Hey, get up and throw a fucking punch at that ghost for trespassing.
You would get violent with it.
Oh, man. Ghosts love that.
Yeah.
What if you threw a punch and it just went through it like vapors? Oh no!
Well, then maybe I'd start running.
Okay. What would you do if you found out a friend of yours for years who's appeared on your podcast a few times and you've pet his dog before? What if you found out he was an alien? Hypothetically.
It's very specific,
have him
hypothetical.
I'd have him deported for sure.
Good.
This country can't take any more illegal aliens.
I'm here legally. The government knows I'm here.
Oh, I thought you were talking about another friend. I didn't know we were referring to you.
Oh, yeah.
My bad.
No, you're right. I was
No,
talking
you're
about someone
fine.
else. No, I was talking
Yeah.
about someone else.
I thought you were talking about Alex Wilson.
Yeah.
Yeah, that goofy Canadian.
Yeah.
Well, Seek, it was good having you back, homie.
Yeah, man. When you sent me that text, I lit up. I was like, "Oh my god, that would be great. I would love to be on the show." So thank you so much for making my day, man. It was awesome.
Hell yeah. I know the Puminati always enjoys when you're on, and I miss having you and Alex around. Jeff's a pussy. He's not allowed to do anything but watch sports, so he never leaves the house.
Damn.
Nope, nor would I ever. But
I do want to.
Maybe you come over and watch some sports.
I was trying to put together some scenarios of like, could it get Jeff from watching sports? Because like, I obviously know if you had like a wife and kids, you would let them leave if it came down to them interrupting your sports watching.
Let them leave.
Like if your wife, if you had a wife and kids, and they were like, your sports watching is just so intense. You're like an absentee father. We have to put our foot down. You gotta choose one of us, sports or she wouldn't even.
Absentee father. I'm literally always at home.
She would like. I have a feeling your wife wouldn't even finish the question. We'd be like, "All right, I'll help you pack in commercials."
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I will certainly get divorced over fucking sports calendar.
Like you would let your kids leave your life if you had a non-sports job that were like, "Hey, we need you to come in this Sunday." You would quit and like choose sports over work.
It's been so long since I've had that issue, but Yeah, probably. I mean, the last time that I worked a job where it affected football was when I worked for a sports bar with TV surrounding me all the time.
Yeah, it's almost like
So
it's almost like like a reverse would Jeff suck a dick. It's like you can't watch like a month worth of football unless you passionately French a guy for 15 seconds. Like you would French a
I
guy.
don't get what all this is coming from because you know where this is coming from, Shuddy?
No.
This motherfucker invited me to the 626 night market on September 10th, Sunday.
You didn't go? You didn't go? Bro.
No, well, it's in a couple weeks and I'm still not going.
I miss that place so much.
Why are you not going?
It's opening day of fucking football. And the Giants play Sunday night.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, but they're gonna lose though.
And Kevin, we're on diets. You should not be going to the 626 night market.
He can help.
And
another good thing.
And you're on a fixed income.
Yeah, I'm not going to the fucking Nobu Mozza Del Frisco's night market.
Dude, that shit is like $100 minimum.
No, I went to
the night market
once and only spent like $30 there. That's not bad.
Yeah, what are you, stoned?
Are you fucking crazy? All the things that we try, it's not $30. Come on, maybe 100 is a little strong, but I bet you it's closer to 100 than 30.
No, I'm saying I went and I spent less than $30 and I was full and I got enough stuff. So I'm saying it's possible. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, you didn't bring a date, and
true.
I think Kevin's fatter than you.
I brought you though.
At least mentally.
I brought you.
Yeah, but you didn't have to pay for me.
That's true. That's true.
There's no way. I'm not that cheap of a date. Not at the fucking 626 night market.
I wanted to, but you wouldn't blow me. So.
All right, fair enough. I was gonna say I didn't turn down any food. I know that didn't happen.
Well, anyway, I got to work the kinks out of that game, but I think there might be something there.
All right. Well, if you go, take pictures, because I was thinking about that place the other day, and I was like, fuck, I would give anything to go to a place like that out here. So, go for me.
I'm sure there are.
There's not, like, fat person food?
There is. But
like carnivals in Florida? I feel like there has to be.
Yeah, there is, but not like not of Asian, like, food, infused fusion and all that kind of stuff they had there. It's I would say probably, like, Mexican food and Puerto Rican, or like...
Cuban?
Cuban, I mean, yeah, Cuban.
Get some Cubanos?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, I mean, I'm not saying I don't have any options. I like Asian food.
Moral of the story is Jeff is a pussy. And
Okay.
Sieke, it was good seeing you. Do you have any plugs?
Nah. Just keep watching Mad Scientist Party Hour. Support Kevin. Retweet his John Cooper stuff online for him. Help spread the word. This guy's awesome. And if you care about the show and these guys at all, support the stuff they do. That's all I want to plug is just you guys.
Nah, you're a total mensch.
That was wonderful.
Call me Jeff.
And if you need more MSPH in your life, please check out our Patreon, patreon.com/Mad Scientist Party Hour. Killer stuff going up there every week, damn near daily. I mean, Crafter Jeff Shuddy Edition is now in double dosage mode. So I think last week, even people on the $5 tier got like over 3 hours of content, and that's just one tier.
Yeah.
So check it out. Also, the show is going to have to go on a short hiatus while I'm shooting the movie, so that'll keep you guys, swimming in content while the main show is off for a little bit. And you can also follow us on Instagram. I'm at Kevin Kraft.
At Shuddy Boy.
At Jeffro Records.
At the Venom Vlog, and then also my altar has at Blue the Rapper. I'll plug his.
And that one is verified.
It is for somehow.
And you can check out at MSPH Podcast and at John Cooper Movie. And if you would like to see our lovely smiling faces, you can go to youtube.com/Mad Scientist Party Hour and check out Outkick Bets with Jeff Clark. Things are about to get real fucking hot.
Yeah, one more week until real NFL football starts. Not this preseason bullshit, not this preview bullshit. Let me tell you, I didn't podcast about this unfortunately, I did a whole bunch of golf podcasts this year, and I didn't give out a single winner, and not in one of them. But I had 7 outrights this season. I just so happened to not record a podcast for any one of them. This fucking Norwegian guy, Victor Hovland, saved my ass last week or over the last 2 weeks. This guy won me so much money, and I was getting clubbed in golf this summer. So shout out to Victor Hovland. Outkick bets. Football season starting here in a couple weeks. Let's go, baby.
Did you just shout out Victor the Goblin?
Victor Hovland.
Oh.
He's
shout out
he's
to
a
him.
trip, dude. He's like, the guy always looks like he's stoned. Supposedly all he does is really smoke pot and play golf.
Cool.
He just kind of always looks high. Yeah, it's kind of rad. He's his celebratory dinner yesterday after winning an $18 million golf tournament with Chipotle.
I can see why you voted for him.
It could have been like an advertisement type thing. Could have been, bullshit, but it was
like
kind of
when,
cool. It could fit his personality.
Like when Happy Gilmore was doing Subway stuff.
Yeah, exact same thing, kind of.
All right, everybody. Thank you again for listening and watching. But until next time, something